Well, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning in to KT Garage. In this video, I'm going to talk about the market condition of these C8s in the Houston, Texas area. This is December of 2023. So at this time, we still could not get even a Stingray at MSRP. The market has not changed since a few years ago, and despite what you hear and what you read, it might be different in other parts of the country. I haven't made phone calls all over the country. I made phone calls in our area within a few hundred miles radius of where I live, and dealers are still ripping us off on markups. So let's dial back about 3 years ago, maybe over 2 years, close to 3 years, when there was a big hype about the Z06. So a friend of mine and myself went down to the dealer, and we put our name on a waiting list. And several dealers wouldn't even take our name down. They said they have too many people. So this particular dealer took our name down. They took a deposit of $3,000 and promised us that we're going to get a very reasonable markup. They didn't say what it was. They said it's very reasonable. And so we say, okay. So we waited all the way to about a year ago. We keep contacting them, and of course, no allocations. So I got fed up with it. I went and purchased this Stingray. Well, before that, I called around town. I called like every single dealer in the like a 200 miles radius of my home, and a lot of them don't want to talk to you. They've been extremely rude on the phone. They just say that they don't have one, they're not selling it for MSRP, and quickly hang up the phone. So that is very frustrating. So I ended up ordered this one from a particular dealer that's been very nice to me, and I had to pay a slight markup on it. It's a few $1,000s of markup. I didn't like it, but at the time I didn't really have too much of an option. I'm not going to wait forever to get a C8. Now some other area might be selling MSRP, but I have to call around, and by the time I order one from another area, there might be shipping charges involved, me traveling there and back. A few thousands is not worth the trouble. So I went ahead and paid the markup and just to be done with. I wasn't happy about it, but it is what it is. So then, about a buddy of mine, he still wanted the Z06, so he kept his name on the waiting list. They called him about a month ago, and they wanted for him to place the order, and they gave him about an hour to order the Z06. And so I think he was driving at a time or something like that. So he put in the configurations, and then he asked, is this going to be an MSRP order? And they say no. There's a $40,000 markup, and they were pretty rude about it. They say if he doesn't want it, there's like a ton of people in line that are willing to pay for it. So of course he didn't go for it. They hang up quickly and get to the next person in line. And he was pretty upset about it, of course. So that's only about a month ago. That was back in November of this year, 2023. And so you guys are out looking for Z06. You're out of luck. You're not going to get one. at a decent price anyway. Uh, there are all kinds of social media and YouTube people saying that hey, prices are coming down, markups are coming down, all of that. I don't see it happening here in the Houston area. At least I'm not aware of. Now there's this place, Corvette World, they have location in Houston and Dallas. I happened to catch a video the other day on them advertising that everything they're selling is under MSRP. So when I look at a YouTube video, I'm like, oh wow, cool. Can't wait to see it. So the further I look into the advertisement, those are used C8. Even though they're 2023 and they have a few thousand miles on it, they're used. And to me, if I'm going to spend all that money on the C8, why would I go buy a used car with configuration that someone else did, right? I don't want to save a few $1,000s just to get the color I didn't want, the features I didn't want. So that didn't sit too well with me. I'm going to go buy one. I'm going to buy brand new and configure the way I want it. Yeah, that's a frustrating part of people like myself going to get or wanted to go get a C8 in our area. If you don't know people that works at the dealer, you don't know people works at GM, you're not going to get MSRP, or you're not going to get the proper treatment from the dealer. They just give you the usual and rip you off. So that's my take on it. The market has not changed in my area. Now, if you guys are living in the Houston area and you see anything different, please leave it in the comments on where you're getting your stuff and who do you talk to. Give us the contact, help us out. I do want a Z06, but at a reasonable price, not 30 or 40K upcharge. That is just ridiculous. Now on this particular Stingray, I do have other videos on the channel. You guys can check them out and see what I've done to it. I did a bunch of mods on it just to get it to the way that I want, and I'm extremely happy with it. But I still want the Z06. All that great, power from the new 5.5 liter engines and all that high revs. I want that. So performance-wise, there's no comparison between the Z06 and the Stingray. We all realize that. It just the markups that the dealers are doing it's just ridiculous. And it's not a GM fault, right? These are strictly market conditions and market adjustments that people are doing. And I think part of it is coming from consumers, because the guys that have so much money to burn, they don't care, they just want a car. And they started to overpay for these cars. And the dealer quickly see that, hey, there's a market for it. Why can't we mark them up and sell it to these guys? And apparently these guys are still paying premium prices for these cars. So part of it is the consumers, right? We can't even blame the dealers for it. If there's a market, they're going to sell it. So hopefully the market will be saturated, and these guys with money to burn, they can go and buy them and resell them or whatever. And then when they're done with those people, and then it's gonna come down to us, the working people. We have to work for a living, and we have to earn our money the hard way. And once you do that, you need to watch your budget, what you spend. And you're not going to want to spend 30, 40K over on a car, that you know at some point all those upcharges gonna disappear, and then you lose your $40,000 $50,000 worth of investment. So anyway, that's the current condition here. I'll give you guys another update in a few months and see where things are at. Or whether I'm gonna have a chance of even put my name on a list for Z06 that we can get at MSRP. Yeah, you guys have any other news for us? Please leave it on the comment section. And appreciate you guys tuning into KT Garage. I'll give you another update in a few months.